Hey everyone, James Moffitt coming to you live from Duck Ditch, USA, also known as Goose Creek. Geese don't sound like ducks. Geese honk. I don't know how to make a honking sound. Geese honk, ducks quack. So anyway, this is episode number 3 or 4. Well, let me show you the cat. This is JoJo. She likes to come sit in my lap. There she is. I'll turn my MacBook Air so you can see her. JoJo, look at the camera. Yeah, she's a sweet girl. Yes, she is. Yeah, there we go. She likes to get in the great big middle of everything. So anyway, I'm sitting in my recliner. There she is. Yeah, there she is. Let me tilt the camera down so you can see her. Look up here. Look up here. Yeah, there you go. There you go. She's such a pretty girl. Anyway, this is JoJo the cat. She has decided she likes me. How long have we had her? We've had her for 3 years, and for the longest time, she didn't give me a time of day. And recently, she's decided that she likes to come hop in my lap. Of course, I pet her, rub her ears, and do all the things that she likes. So anyway, yeah, I've been experiencing a little bit of, I don't know, anxiety about these daily YouTube videos, but I'm going to try to get over that. Did I tell you I'm an introvert? For the most part, I am an introvert. I like to stay to myself. Love my wife, Katie, and I tolerate all the pets, 2 dogs and 2 cats. And so there you have it. I'm just not the people person I used to be 20 or 30 years ago. But I try to overcome that and put myself out there on my podcast and on this YouTube video. Now, I didn't go into Podcast Central today to turn on my all my stuff, my laptop and the 2 LED lights that shine on my face and light me up. All I've got is this lamp, and so part of my face is in shadow. And from a podcasting standpoint, I don't like that. So I need to get on Amazon and buy a LED light that I can put on top of my MacBook Air monitor screen so that I can light my face up evenly. So you're just gonna have to deal with the shadows a little bit today. All right. I'm in my recliner. I'm comfortable, so I can just talk to you from here. So I want to talk to you about TVs and remotes and all of that, especially regarding my childhood. But before I forget, I want to show you this. Don't go anywhere. If I move, the cat takes off. So you see this? This is my blood glucose meter, and I have a Dexcom sensor on the back of my arm. And today at work, I plugged my meter in to charge, and it holds a pretty good charge. It lasts for about a good week or so before you have to plug it in and charge it. And so what happens is this Dexcom sensor on the back of my arm actually sends a Bluetooth signal and sends my readings to so I can see what my blood glucose levels are. And a normal blood sugar level is between 80 and 120. That's fairly normal. And your blood sugar levels go up and down during the day, just like your pulse does, just like your blood pressure does, all that kind of stuff. And I know about all this stuff because type 2 diabetic, have been for a little while. Got it under control. Anyway, I take weekly insulin. I take Manjarno once a week, which helps control my hunger. And it's called a GLP-1. And a lot of people that are not even diabetic take Manjarno and other GLPs in order to, well, maintain their weight, but lose weight. A lot of people like to lose weight using that, which might or might not be considered cheating. So, oh yeah, remotes. So I talked a little bit yesterday about my dad and me burying the tower in a hole in concrete next to the garage at my childhood home, right? And we were talking about TVs and how they used to have gas tubes and picture tubes and all that kind of good stuff. And I remember talking about remotes. I remember when my mom and dad got a TV, and back in the old days, back in the 70s, not only did they have gas tubes that powered the TV and picture tubes, but they had a mechanical tuner. I don't know if you remember those. If you're young, you have no clue what I'm talking about. But in the old days, listen to me. Back in the 70s, 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, maybe even in the 80s, TVs had mechanical tuners. That's how you change the channel, right? So we only had 6 or 7 channels, VHF and VHF. And you either had rabbit ear antennas with aluminum foil wrapped around the ears to get you more of a signal, and or you had an external TV antenna out on a pole, and it had little hooks that hooked into the back of the TV on the back. There was a little flat plate. They had screws. You undid the screws and put the little U hooks in the screws and tighten them down, right? If you're a baby boomer, you know what I'm talking about. Well, the mechanical tuner, it clicked when you turned it. Well, after a while, that mechanical tuner would get gummy, get gummed up, dust, particles, dirt, what have you. And so my dad would have to he'd take the knob off the front of the tuner and he'd spray with the TV off. He'd spray some of that lubricant or cleaner on the tuner and clean it up. I don't remember if he actually pulled the tuner out of the TV to do all of that. Anyway, the moral of the story is it went from a mechanical tuner to, and it graduated or became enhanced to having a remote. So it was an electronic tuner. So I remember my mom and dad they'd buy the TV and they'd have the little plastic bag on top of the TV with the instruction manual and the remote control and the batteries. Well, for the longest time, they did not use the remote control. They used their gophers. Well, who was the gophers? My sister and I. We were the gophers. Go for this, go for that. Go get me a pack of cigarettes. Go get me a drink out of the refrigerator. Go change the channel. They called me Jimmy. It's Jimmy, go change the channel. And I'd get up and go change the channel and go sit back down. And as a child, as a young child, I used to have to ask permission to watch TV. Well, none of this just plopping down in front of the TV. I had to make sure my chores were done. I had to make sure my homework was done. And I typically had to go get my homework and show it to my dad to prove to him that I had done it. And then after all of that was done and the chores were done, then I'd get to sit in front of the TV and I'd get to watch TV shows that mom and dad used to like to watch. Hee Haw was one of those shows that they liked to watch. Lassie. What were some of those old TV shows, honey? Gunsmoke, The Waltons, Love Boat. Love Boat was.
Remington Steel.
Huh?
Remington Steel.
Remington Steel. I don't remember that one. What were some of the other ones? Bewitched, Perry Mason, I Dream of Jeannie, 1 Adam 12, Car 59, Get Smart, Lost in Space. We're rattling off some shows from the 70s. So anyway, today, and I'm not going to move too much because if I move, JoJo she'll take off. She's getting all comfortable. Look at her. What are you doing, JoJo? Oh yeah, back to remotes. Eventually, I got tired of being gopher, at least for the television remote. And I told my dad, I said, you know what that thing in that bag is, right? He says, yeah, it's a remote. I said, well, if you put batteries in that thing, you can just sit there and hit the up and down arrow key and change the channels to your heart's delight. And I talked him into it, and he started doing it. He started using the remote. Yeehaw! Well, another thing that they had that I had to talk them into was they had a cordless telephone, right? Well, they plugged in the cordless telephone next to the coffee pot on the island in the kitchen, and they left the cordless telephone plugged into the charger all the time. And when they weren't at the kitchen table or in the kitchen, we'd go out into the living room to watch TV, or we'd go out in the backyard. Well, the phone would ring, and somebody would come running in from the backyard to go grab the cordless phone. It's a cordless phone. They didn't realize they could take that cordless phone with them. They could put it in their pocket or put it out on the table outside. And anyway, yeah, so they finally figured out that they could take that cordless phone with them into the living room and outside on the back patio or in the TV shop where my dad worked in the evening hours. So yeah, technology. Oh, it's bath time. So technology was there, but we really didn't know how to utilize it that well. It was technology provides us with convenience. So speaking of remotes, I've got a TV and I've got a sound bar, a clip sound bar. That's Klipsch, and it's probably the best sound that you can buy for the money. Yeah, Sony makes good sound equipment. Bose makes good sound equipment, and I'm sure Jensen and all the different sound equipment from years gone by. I don't think Jensen even makes sound equipment anymore. Jensen. Anyway, Klipsch. It's German made. Klipsch. And I've got a sound bar and a subwoofer. So the TV's got a remote. That's one. The sound bar's got a remote. That's two. Then I have the Amazon Prime, or not, the Amazon dongle that plugs into one of the HDMI ports on my TV. It's what's it called? Amazon what? Anyway, I got a remote for that too. And I got a remote for the clock on the wall. That's three. And I got a remote for Comcast cable, my cable box. So I have 5 remotes. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 remotes. And the TV is an LG OLED TV. I got it for my birthday last year or this year. The a week before Thanksgiving, I went to Best Buy and picked it up. They had it on sale for like 50% off on a Black Friday sale. So I got a really good deal on it. And it has its own remote. And you almost need an electrical engineering degree to freaking run that thing. It does all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I have 5 remotes. It's ridiculous. Now, I'm sure I can probably connect my Comcast Xfinity cable box to the TV remote and just use that one remote for 2 things. I haven't figured out how to do that. Look at this cat. This is going to be called the cat cam. This is JoJo. I already told you that, didn't I? Well, she's taking a bath. She likes to do that while she's in my lap. JoJo, look at the people. You're on the internet. Yay. She has no clue. She has no clue. Anyhow, so what else do I want to talk about? Talked about the TV remotes. Let's see, what else is on the agenda here? Recliners. Well, I already told you yesterday I love my recliner. I talked about my 5 remotes. You know I'm a baby boomer. What else can I talk about, honey? What about Wi-Fi? No, I did some research on that. I'm not going to talk about that. You talking about fiber powered internet? Yeah, I guess I can talk about that. So anyway, we're watching TV last night, and Spectrum Cable is running an ad about fiber powered internet, and I'm like, what? Fiber powered internet? From a technological standpoint, that don't make any sense because fiber is not powered. The transmitters on either end might be powered, but the data that's going across the either plastic or glass strands, that's not powered. And so when it comes to fiber optic cable, there's no resistance like if you were to have like copper twisted pair or single pair copper copper strands, copper wires that networking, Ethernet cable, whatever. Cable TV usually runs across a coax cable, right? RG58 connection, and that's what we have with Xfinity. Is we have broadband, which is broadband is determined by the speed. So with Xfinity, I get 1 gig down, in about I don't know 45, 50 megs up, which is pretty quick. Broadband is considered way slower than that. We're talking 25 to 50 megabits down and 10 or 15, 20 up, right? So I pay a little bit extra for my broadband, have 1 gig down, 40 up, whatever. And I have that because I'm always, well, she's just licking herself to death, isn't she? So if you're a cat lover, this is right up your alley. So anyway, yeah, my MP4 files, which are my podcast episode files that I upload to Buzzsprout, they're usually 1 gig or higher. And it takes a little bit of time to upload that. It takes me about 10 or 15 minutes with the internet speeds that I have. So anyway, I paid a little bit of extra money for a little speed. I have a need for speed, as Tom Cruise would say. So anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, we were talking about Spectrum Internet and fiber powered internet. Well, the way that typically works is that the backbone is usually fiber. In other words, they run fiber optics cable down the road into your neighborhood to a junction box, and then from there, typically what happens is that they use coax cable from there from the junction box. It may be called something else, but I'm going to call it a junction box. It's the main switching point for your neighborhood or for the group of streets that you're on or whatever. And so they run coax cable to your house, right? And so the backbone is fiber optics and it's really fast. So in neighborhoods, typically a neighborhood will share the throughput or the data, right? All the available throughput that's there for people to consume social media, movies, streaming, gaming, whatever it is you're using the internet for. Whatever the available throughput is or the available bandwidth for that neighborhood to use is shared by everybody. So if enough people get online and stream enough movies or do gaming of some sort, if you got a PS5 or whatever gaming console and you're using your broadband internet to play games across the internet with all your friends and family or whatever, golfing games, person shooters, Halo, all of that. I'm not a big gamer, but anyway, you get the point. So there are AT&T, if you're lucky enough to live in a neighborhood somewhere where they've got fiber running straight to your house, that'd be the ultimate. and then you have your download speeds and your upload speeds will be the same. It'll be very fast. Typically, with broadband cable, your download speeds are much faster than your upload. Well, she's just a licking herself to death, isn't she? Have you ever had a cat lick you? It's like sandpaper. Their tongue is like sandpaper, right? So, in the next so many days, maybe I can get the other cat, Misty. She's a black cat. Yeah, that's right. I said Misty, and JoJo looked up at me. They kind of tolerate each other. Oh, look, she's going to lick my thumb. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're not comfortable? See, my name is JoJo. Hey, look, look. You know, if you ever want to have fun with a cat, you put tape on their feet, like Scotch tape. They hate it. They're like walking on air trying to get rid of that crap. They do not like having tape on their feet. And if you're with PETA, no cats were harmed during that moment of entertainment. It was funny to watch her try to get it off. They also cats love laser pointers. You get you a little laser pointer off the internet for $5 or $10 or less. You know, they're cheap. You put that little red or blue or green dot on the floor and let them chase it. They just go ape over laser pointers. They just love that. But anyway, yeah, I'm sure you'll get to see Roxy. Roxy's our 6-year-old black lab, and all our pets are black except for JoJo. She's gray and white, and they're all female. All of the pets are female. I'm surrounded by estrogen. Anyway, did I show you the Christmas tree? No, I didn't show you the Christmas tree. Let me turn this around. Hopefully, you can see the Christmas tree. There went the cat. Can you see the Christmas tree? Honey, can you tell if the Christmas tree's on the screen? Look.
Oh, yeah.
You see the Christmas tree? So anyway, that's a 6-foot fiber optics tree. It's flocked. It's got little fiber optics things, little bundles of fiber optics, and they change color. It's pretty. Did you see it? I hope you saw it. All right, well, I'm at 24 minutes. I'm gonna try to keep these under 30 minutes so that you can you can watch it or turn it off. Hopefully you're not too bored. Let me know in the comments. Comment. Oh, ask me what you want. What do you want to hear from a baby boomer? What do you want me to talk about? I can talk about all kinds of stuff. But anyhow, it's December the 30th, 2025. We got 2 more days, and it's going to be the first. We got one more day. One more day, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. New Year's Day, New Year's Eve day, and then New Year's Eve. And then I guess everybody's going to be popping fireworks off New Year's Eve. We'll have to listen to that. The animals just love fireworks. They do not like fireworks. But anyway, this is one of my purple shirts that I wear for podcast episodes and stuff because it's not cool to wear just a t-shirt because it looks too redneck, I guess. So anyway, I got my purple shirt on for you. If you watch any of my podcast episodes on my 3 podcasts, you'll recognize this purple shirt because I wear it a lot. Purple people eater shirt. All right, well, hey, who's going to be in the Super Bowl? Do y'all know? Tell me in the comments. I think I watched Philadelphia Eagles and Buffalo Bills the other night. It was pouring down rain and freezing cold. I think the Eagles won it by 13 to they won it by 2 points. 14, I don't know. It was a 2-point spread when they won, and it was a messy game. It was really cold. I think they were playing in Buffalo. Yeah, I think they were playing. Buffalo had home field advantage, and they lost. And the Eagles are the reigning champions. They won the Super Bowl last year. I don't really care for them, but Dallas Cowboys, they're out. They played the New York Giants next, and I don't really care who wins. Okay, I'm a Dallas fan. I have to say that I hope Dallas wins, but big whoop-de-doo, right? They're out of the playoff contention. It don't really matter. Doesn't matter one way or the other whether they win or lose. So you either love Dallas or you hate them, and I love to hate them. I mean, I love Dallas. I like Dallas. It's my team. I guess I'm not a diehard fan like I should be. But anyway, as most Dallas Cowboy fans say, there's always next year for something. All right, well, I'm gonna quit babbling, and I'm gonna let you get on with the rest of your evening or day or afternoon or wherever it is you're watching this from. Right? You take care now. Bye bye.